In 2026, customers can buy a car almost anywhere. That means the dealership that wins isn't the one with the slickest script or the loudest closer. It's the one with the salesperson who sounds like a trusted guide, thinks like a consultant, and shows up everywhere the customer needs help, including the showroom, the service drive, and even the follow-up after the sale. Because if you only know how to sell cars one way, you're going to miss a lot of business that's already sitting right in front of you. Hello, I'm Frankie, founder of Auto Dojo, the path to excellence, and welcome to today's Auto Dojo Quick Hit. 5 minutes, 1 skill, 0 excuses. Let's go. This is challenge number 10 in our 10-part series on the biggest challenges facing automotive sales in 2026. And it may be the biggest long-term challenge of all. Developing consultative sales skills instead of just transactional skills. In 2026, the salesperson who wins is not the one who just knows how to present a vehicle, is the one who knows how to solve problems, build trust, and guide the customer through a process that feels personal instead of transactional. That matters because customers don't just show up in the showroom anymore. They show up online, by text, by phone, in the service drive, and sometimes long before they're ready to buy. The salesperson who can stay helpful across all those moments creates more chances to earn business than the person who only knows how to pounce when someone walks through the front door. Consultative selling means you're not waiting around for a perfect showroom up. You're creating value in more places. You're building relationships that can turn into service drive opportunities, lease renewals, equity conversations, trade upgrades, accessories, referrals, and future sales. You're becoming the person customers trust when they're not even in the market yet. That's a huge deal because the best salespeople don't just sell today's deal. They build tomorrow's pipeline. It changes how you use your time. The Auto Dojo ethical warrior does not try to win by pressure. They win by being useful. A transactional sales rep lives and dies by the immediate deal. A consultative rep sees the bigger picture. They understand that a quick video, a thoughtful follow-up, a smart question, or a helpful check-in can create a sale months later. That's why this shift matters so much. The customer may not need a car today, but they may need guidance today. And the person who helps them today is usually the first one they call when they're ready. For managers, that means coaching your team to stop sounding like data dumpers and start sounding like trusted advisors. For salespeople, it means getting better at asking questions, listening longer, and making the process feel human. It means being useful in the showroom, on the phone, by text, in video, and useful when the customer comes back for service. That's how you become more than a salesperson. That's how you become the person they remember. That is a huge advantage, and it changes how you work the floor. A transactional salesperson thinks, how do I close this unit today? A consultative salesperson thinks, how do I understand this customer so well that I become their go-to resource? One is chasing the sale, the other is building a relationship that can produce sales for years. That's why emotional intelligence matters so much now. That's why video communication matters. That's why the right questions matter. That is why listening longer matters. The customer doesn't need another person reciting trims and features like a walking brochure with a pulse. They need someone who can help them make sense of the decision. That also means managers have to coach differently. If the goal is just pressure, you'll get short-term action and long-term burnout. If the goal is consultation, you build confidence, trust, retention, and a stronger culture. That culture matters because the best dealerships in 2026 are not necessarily the ones with the best inventory. They're the ones creating faster response times, better customer experiences, stronger leadership, higher salesperson retention, better use of AI, and more consultative sales cultures. If I had to summarize the entire automotive sales landscape in one sentence for 2026, it would be this. Customers are demanding more trust, more convenience, more expertise, and more personalization while affordability pressure is still squeezing the market. The dealerships winning are the ones that understand that inventory alone doesn't save the day anymore. Process does. Leadership does. Trust does. And people, yes, human beings, do. So what do? You stop acting like your job is to push cars. You start acting like your job is to help people make a smart and informed decision. You ask better questions. You listen longer and better. You build value before price. You use video, CRM, AI, and follow-up to strengthen the relationship, not replace it. You show up as the trusted guide, not the transaction machine, because that's what the customer is buying now. Not a script, not pressure, not a presentation that sounds like it was stamped out in a factory somewhere. They're buying clarity, confidence, and the person who makes them feel understood. So go do it now. For your customers for the rest of the month, ask one question that gets beyond the surface, one question that shows you're thinking like a consultant, and pick at least one best practice shown here to plug into each customer interaction. Then write down how the conversation changed when you stopped trying to sell and started trying to guide. Why is this important? Because customers can buy a vehicle almost anywhere. They buy from the salesperson who makes them feel seen, heard, and understood, and prove themselves to be a true, trusted consultant. In 2026, consultative selling is not a nice extra. It is the skill that creates trust, opens more opportunities in the service drive and beyond, and turns every sale into a long-term relationship. So go take action, keep the customer first, and go dominate your floor. To receive these directly into your inbox every week, scan the QR code you see here, and I look forward to serving you in the Auto Dojo soon.